Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host for Tall Tales with Taco. My name is Mitch Taco Bell. I'm a retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel, and I got to tell you that tonight is a great night. So, 1 year ago, tomorrow, I had my very first show with my friend Scott Gibson, who played Captain Haldane in the Pacific series, the Pacific, and he fumbled through a Facebook Live catastrophe. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see that, but you will be able to see Scott in October. He's coming back for not one, but two episodes where we're going to have the actual nephew to Captain Haldane. I keep saying Dean. So I apologize, Steve, if you're watching this, Steve Moore. Captain Haldane, and we'll have his family on. And we also are going to have Henry Sledge, the son of E.B. Sledgehammer from With the Old Breed. So in October, it's History Month. And something else I'm excited about. I have been offered numerous times to do sponsors, have sponsors sponsor the show. I think it's kind of cool. But, in my life, I make enough money that this is just a hobby and I enjoy it. Unless I really, really, really believe in something. And tonight, a friend of mine and I were talking. I go, you know what? You're my sponsor. Whether you like it or not, you're my sponsor. He doesn't pay me a dime, but I'm going to tell you about Omaha's military surplus because I was down there today. I bought some stuff after my doctor's appointment. If you guys want anything military, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, I'm talking anything. This is a family-run business by Brad and Charlie Williams, founded 50 years ago by his dad, who would collect all sorts of weird stuff at auctions. Their warehouse is literally a time capsule of militaria. So if you're a collector, if you're a World War II guy, or you're doing military reenactments, you're a Boy Scout leader, you're Civil Air Patrol, Young Marines, ROTC, and you guys need supplies, do me a favor, go down to Omaha's. It's downtown Fort Worth. They just completed the bridge, so you can drive over there. If not, get on the internet, search Omaha's military surplus, and they will work with Brad or Charlie, send them an email. They're on Facebook and also the internet, and they can mail stuff out to you and take orders over the phone and the internet. So fantastic place, family run. I love them. I believe in it, and it's military. So how cool is that? And I actually have one. Let's see, I got a picture here I want to show you. This place. Actually, I have to come back to that, I think. Here we go, right here. Oh, I didn't get it. Anyway, I'll show it later. But tonight's guest, what we're going to talk about is 100 vets who give a damn. Now, to give you the background on this, Jay Pellicone is a retired Marine colonel and retired American Airlines captain. Hoorah, 737s, even better. And Jay one day called me up out of the blue. I had just landed, I think, from China. So to be straight up, I had been awake probably over 33 hours. And within those 33 hours, maybe I had a few hour naps in between flying home from China. When Jay called me and I'm driving home, and Jay goes, "Hey, Taco, I got this great idea." And you know what that means when the colonel calls you and says, "I got a great idea," right? So the idea fairy is on his shoulder. And I'm like, "Go ahead, Jay, what do you got?" I got to tell you, it was a great idea, and it has turned into the last 5 years a fantastic event. And Jay is here tonight to talk to all of us about 100 vets who give a damn. So without further ado, welcome aboard, Jay. How are you, brother? Can you hear me? Jay, can you hear me? We tested earlier. You have me on mute by chance?
I don't think so.
You have me on mute. Go ahead and unplug your headset. Try that. Okay, now you have to unmute your side. Down at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to remove Jay while he's trying to figure out what his issue is. It's probably the little mute button right down at the very bottom, and he'll get it here in a second. He accidentally hit it right before he came on. But anyway, 100 Vets Who Give a Damn. Incredible concept idea, and I hate to take the thunder away. Here he is. I think he got it. Are you on?
Can you hear me now, Mitch? Can you hear me now?
I got you 5 by I got you 5 by 5 now, brother.
You know, I'm telling you, guys born in the 50s, we just don't have it. Hey, listen, it's great to be with you. It's so great to be with you. And, you and I have served together. We didn't actually serve together, but I always knew of you, in our small community in 130s in the Marine Corps. And then, I remember still first meeting you again on a jet bridge at American Airlines. We were both on the Fokker in the late 90s. And it was just great to finally, attach the face to the legend. So it was all good.
Look at that. Look at those young guys right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I still remember you guys letting me in the jump seat just for I had my family going to I think we were going to the Virgin Islands. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That was 7.5. I think that's 7.5 maybe.
It was.
I remember.
You were still an FO on the 7.5.
That's right.
It's a great picture.
Well, I tell you, we're talking about it. How did you come up with 100 Vets Who Give a Damn? And turn your camera just a little bit so we get a full picture of you there.
So this way. How about this? Let's see if I can move in here. I'll go this way.
Yep.
Look better?
Okay. Yeah, much better. Much better. You're a handsome man.
Yeah. And I keep moving it, so I got to keep moving myself here. All right, I think we're good.
You're so damn lucky you didn't have computers when you were commanding officer.
Holy moly! They just started emails, and I had my adjutant. My adjutant used to get all my emails for me because I had no clue what I was doing. It was pretty funny. They first gave me a computer. I go, "What is this?" And the military will never buy all these computers, never in a million years. And boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, can't live without them, man. Can't kill them. Go ahead.
No, can't. Anyway, years ago, 2015, I'm actually driving through and listening to talk radio, and I hear a guy named Marv Bramlett talking about a group called 100 Men Who Give a Damn. And he's talking about this organization, and the premise of which is they invite 3 different charities to come on in and make a pitch to all the memberships. And the members were all mostly business people at the time, and they all pledged $100 a piece, and they would vote. Well, each charity would they do a little social hour, and then they would vote. And after a 5-minute pitch by each one of these charities. So the charities did the pitch, and then everybody voted, and all the money went to one charity. And so for 5 minutes, for a 5-minute pitch, these charities would make, $9,000, $10,000. And it was, I was thinking about it, and I'm going, God, and I started thinking about veterans and, the passion we all have for what we do and our fellow vets. And I went to their event, and I grabbed the guys after, and they were just absolutely wonderful. And they said, whatever you need, Jay, we'll give you. So we copied so much. We copied their charter. We copied their, the way they did things. In fact, Marv was our first MC, and he MC'd our first event, because he's that's kind of his background, public speaking, and he was really, really good. And then I found out, later that 3 of our guys, including yourself, were just as gifted, and that's farther down the road. But anyway, I chatted with them, and then I thought about it, and I started making calls to guys that I really knew I could depend on, you and about 16 others that became part of our launch group. And we started right away, and one of our guys, and my biggest fear, as you can tell, was anything technical. And Rich Driscoll, who we both know, Rich just worked for Microsoft, and he's, as a navigator, 130s, warrant officer, chief warrant officer, and just an incredible guy. Well, overnight, he had us set up. He had us on the internet. He had a website for us. He had membership, ways for the guys to join. It was incredible, and he got us months and months and months ahead of where we would have been. So we start in September of 2016. We have our first event. Probably no more than about 40 people, that came because the word, just wasn't out yet. And we started and I always thought that we'd have a hard time finding military charities. God, was I wrong? My
No,
God.
You're doing the Wonder Woman deflector. You have so many.
Exactly. And we haven't turned anybody down, but there is a list that we're getting to. We'll try to get to everybody at some stage, but it's worked out really well. So the whole premise again is we meet at the C.R. Smith Museum. We start at 6 o'clock in the evening, cocktail hour between 6 and 7. We've got sponsors. American Airlines is our biggest sponsor. They pay for our venue, which is pretty expensive. So that alone, and then we have a small little cocktail trio that plays music for us. We Air Power Foundation has been wonderful in the past. They're having some problems now, generating funds because of Skyball not going this last year. But they've been wonderful and they're great, and they've been providing all of our liquor and I shouldn't say liquor, beer and wine and soft drinks. So we do that. We had the cocktail hour, and we had a great restaurant named Buffalo West, and they were just incredible. They've since not because of COVID, they've shut down. Hopefully they'll reopen. But Chris, who is our manager, is still going to provide food for us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You can't find people like this. I mean, what an incredible man. So he's gonna provide our refreshments, and their wonderful sandwiches, and everybody just loves what he does for us. So we do that for. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've got a couple pictures here that people get an idea. So this is looking out of the DC-3. We're under the wing of a DC-3 at the C.R. Smith Museum, and you can see everybody down there. This is right at the very beginning, and the band is over to the right under the wing playing. We have tables set up. We have food, and so everyone socializes for about an hour.
And that was at the very beginning, Mitch. So it's probably double the people now.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. We talked about 100 vets, and it was kind of like I told you, build it and they will come, and they did, and it went from 40 to 70 to 100 to 100, and I think what's our largest, 150?
No, I think the most we've ever had is about 110 at the event.
110.
But the beauty of it is, though, people will send checks with their buddies.
Yeah, proxy. Vote proxy.
Yep. Yeah. So and of course now we've changed. So we do the cocktail hour from 6 to 7. If one of the 3 charities wants to set up a table, they do. They can meet and greet with the folks, and then we go inside, and I think we may have someone sing the national anthem this time. She's just wonderful. Hopefully she'll be able to make it. And we go right into the schedule of events. And a lot of times, these guys have 5 minutes to make their pitch, and I'll be sitting there. I'm going, oh God, this guy's not a very good speaker. He's kind of like me. He's kind of quiet. He's not going to do well, and he'll knock it out of the park. And I'll look over, and there's these, we've got everybody, all these tough Vietnam vets, and and their tears are coming out of their eyes, and I know we're touching people and we're making a difference. So we've changed a little bit of we've changed the schedule of events a little bit, in that we used to vote for the charity that touched you the most, and then we got a little bit of pushback from some of our launch group members saying, we don't like doing that, blah, blah. So we looked at it and we said, okay, so now we just write checks to the charity that touches you the most. So some guys write 2 or 3 checks. Some guys that are, doing really, really well financially. There's no limit. And yet there's no minimum. If you want to give, $10, we're happy. If you want to give $100, we're happy. Whatever it is. And the guys just write the checks straight to that charity, to the 501c. We are not a 501c. We don't touch the money except to transfer the funds over. And then usually we ask that you have an address on your check so that they can send you a receipt for tax purposes. But that's really it. So once that's done, a lot of times we have a guest speaker. And I know, Mitch, you love this part as much as I do, military history. And we've had Korean War veteran, Bill Quigley, Silver Star winner. We've had Woody Williams, Medal of Honor winner. Medal of Honor winner. I think Don Graves, Vietnam. Yep. I think he's gonna be our guest speaker this time. Doug Peterson.
For those who don't know, Don Graves, Iwo Jima survivor, one of the few last, 98 years old, still kicking. Yeah,
and he's such a great speaker, So he's, I think he's agreed to help us this time. Doug Peterson is a Vietnam dust-off pilot, and he's going to be our next guest speaker in December. And we only meet 3 times a year, so we try to maximize everything we can into that month or into that event, I should say. So
people always ask me, do you have to be a veteran to attend?
No,
and I'm like, no.
Nope, absolutely not. You're absolutely right. And all you got to do is just be, friend of a veteran or care or, just care. In fact, a lot of our launch group folks, I'd say, a quarter of our launch group folks are not veterans, and they just, out of the goodness of their hearts, there's a couple of flight attendants that, that take care of, our refreshments in our bar. There's, and they just do an incredible job, and they just have a caring heart.
Yeah, it's a fantastic evening, and you can't ask for more. The event, for those of you who are wondering, is going to be this month, September 23rd, at 6 p.m. It's a Thursday, and it's right next door to DFW. So if you fly into DFW and you need a lift, let me know. I will come pick you up at the airport and bring you over. It's literally probably a less than a 10-minute ride from Terminal C if you Uber. But the museum, American Airlines, has a very nice museum if you haven't been over there. And they have this very large not IMAX, but large movie theater with seating in there. And everyone adjourns into the theater. The thing that amazes me most is when the charities come out, 5-minute pitch with absolutely no AV. And it's straight from the heart. And I remember there was one charity, and the guy read this big long letter, and it just didn't go over well. And then you get another charity that comes in, and the guy is talking like, "Let me tell you about this, blah blah blah." And then a gal comes in, and she's talking about this. And when it's from the heart, that's when it moves the people the most. So if you are a charity out there listening to this and you actually make it to our event, it's got to come from the heart. There's no AV. There's no having some famous actor endorse you. It doesn't matter. You got to give that pitch, and it's got to come from your heart. You give it from your heart, you're gonna have a greater chance of succeeding and walking away with the dough to help your charity.
That's absolutely the truth. And you and I have talked about, so which charity do you think is, the one that touched you the most? And I can't give an answer. I really can't. The ones that I think, the things that I remember the most are each event, we used to ask the winner of the last event to come on in and talk about how that money was spent, to our members. And we've had some incredible people come in, and, this one gentleman, said it changed his life. He was close to suicide, and again, it just touched all of us. So those are the things that I remember, and of course, I think as far as other charities go, we've only given $125,000 total, but to me, for a small charity, the 5-minute pitch to walk away with $10,000, it makes a difference. It really does.
Would make a difference. I mean, for the year, when you consider that, some charities go out there and have these fundraisers and they only make a couple $1,000, and they've huge golf deal or shotgun deal or whatever. But in one night, 5 minutes work and an hour of glad handing and having a glass of wine and talking to the folks, it's well worth it. Now,
and we have no. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mitch.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, we have no overhead. We don't, there's no overhead for us. We don't take anything off the top. Everything goes straight. It's all volunteers. It's all volunteer time. And again, with our sponsors and our great sponsors, everything goes to those charities. So I'm really proud of that.
Yep. So if you are out there in the interweb land, as Jay would say, how's that interweb work? Listen, contact me. Feel free to contact me. We'll put together a little PowerPoint for you on what we did and how you should go about doing this. You could set up these 100 vets who give a damn in every major city in the U.S. except for Seattle and Portland.
Yeah.
Well, even Seattle and Portland, you probably outside have a lot of veteran support, but 100 Antifa who give a damn, they're too cheap. They wouldn't come. But seriously, if you guys out there have any desire to emulate this, copy it, let us know. We will set you up. It's not hard. We don't have to deal with the money. You don't have to set up a charity. It's just a bunch of great like-minded folks getting together for a beer, glass of wine. You can probably find a Marine out there, a soldier, airman, somebody, former Navy guy that owns a alcohol, distribution place, and probably donate. They'll donate the wine or the beer to you. Yeah. You find another restaurant that donates the food, the sandwiches. So all it takes is, the answer is always no unless you ask. And I can tell you that Jay is really good at asking. And if the answer is no, then so be it. But Jay is really good at asking. So if you are out there, just know that go out there, you can set this whole thing up. You could really help out a charity down the road.
Absolutely. And some of the larger cities have a better base for military veterans, and you might not be able to do 3 events a year. You might just do 1 event, but whatever works best for that locale, it's just going to turn out great. Yep,
that's what I tell people. You can do it, and when we started, we had 40, then it went like 70, and then. Mm-hmm. So it goes on and on. But then the other thing is, if your buddy, you can't make it, like my dad and I always tag team, and if he can't go, then I swing by his house, I pick up a check. So that's 2 checks from the Bells, and you can't make it, give your buddy a check, or he'll cover you, and then you pay him back. But it is a fantastic event. So everybody out there listening to the sound of our voice, September 23rd, DFW, C.R. Smith Museum, 6 p.m. We want you there. We want you to hang out with us. It's casual. Just come as you are and have a good time. I'll show you a couple pictures here that I pulled up of the group. There's a shot of one of the early groups. I think that's in 2018.
Yep.
And of course, I showed that one. There's we had the different charities up on the board. There's Neil. Yeah, and there's Neil Raz, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Neil. He's
Happy birthday,
42
Neil.
Years old. I think he's 42 now, maybe 40. Acts like he's 25.
He's a child. God bless him.
And if you go on Facebook, we have it's 100 Vets Who Give a Damn. These are the flyers that our buddy Rich will produce. This one is just an older flyer that we had. And all you have to do is Google 100 Vets Who Give a Damn DFW, and you'll be able to come up with it. Here's a list of all the charities that we've had over the years. Pretty amazing group when you look at it. And trying to make it, I can't make it bigger. We got Patriot Angels, PTSD Heroes, Spirit of a Hero. That was December of 2019. So then we had COVID hit, unfortunately, and we had to could have put a kibosh on everything. But look at the Travis Manion. I love Travis Manion. If not me, then who? Yeah. If not now, then when? Starship 402, Let Freedom Ring, Gallant Few, Vietnam Veterans of America, Operation Comfort, Veterans Airlift, Defenders of Freedom, Project Healing Waters, Wingman Foundation, Staff Sergeant Alec Viola Foundation, Spirit of a Hero, PTSD Heroes, Patriot Angels. So we've had a really, really good lineup of different groups. Were you able to read that?
Yeah, yes, I think so. And
Okay,
the beauty of it is, Mitch, is you'll find charities, everything from 22 kill to another group that does Patriot Anglers, that takes people, that takes some of our young veterans who are going through PTSD and takes them out fishing. We're going to have a scuba group this time. So I mean, it runs the gamut, but they're all doing God's work. I mean,
yeah, Sea of Goodwill.
It's exactly. It's pretty amazing. It really is.
Which three groups do we have coming up this event?
This time we have Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. We've got Adapt Able Scuba, and we've got Roll Call. Those are our three charities.
Adapt Able Scuba. Is that the one up in DC? Are they out of DC by chance?
I don't know for sure, to be honest with you. I'd have to check, but they're going to be here. And of course, Chris Kyle's Foundation's going to be here. So we're looking forward to some three great charities to actually talk about their groups. It'll be incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Any future charities that wish to apply? I think. Let me see if I've got the email. Go ahead, and I'll dig the email up. That they can send
they can just send it to me.
Well, actually, if they get on Facebook, Facebook, they can send a message through that to apply.
Absolutely.
I believe we're looking at 990s, so we look at a 990s if they have them, so that we can look at their past performance and being good stewards of money. We don't want to have the charity come in that pays their executives $150,000 a year. I'm sorry, but we do have
but we do have those. But the great thing about it is most of these groups are really grassroots kind of charities that are just kind of making it and doing wonderful things, and especially after COVID, it's been pretty tough. But also, on our website. There's two videos. One of them is from Skyball 2019, and one of them is from an American Airlines little production they did for us. And both of them tell the story of our organization, and they're right on the homepage on 100 Vets Who Give a Damn. So if anybody
it's
wants
100
to get a better
vets who give a damn.com.
100 Vets Who Give a Damn, DFW.com.
Yeah. You know what? Let me do this right here. 100 vets.
100 veterans who give a damn, DFW.com.
It is veterans.
Yeah, we'll use veterans. Yeah.
Sitting here typing it out, I better make sure that is correct before I post it up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And folks, like I said, I had the bug out of my home base, unfortunately, because our entire neighborhood internet went out. So at 6 p.m., I go to start typing up different things and loading up photographs, and guess what? The internet doesn't work. So you got to love that.
I just think I got bad juju, Mitch.
What's that? Oh, because of you?
Juju. Yeah.
Well, thanks to Papa John here, Papa John Bell here I'm going to throw this up here, for letting me borrow his Wi-Fi. So
Mitch just add DFW at the after damn. So 100 veterans who give a damn, DFW.com.
Actually,
that'll bring it up too, but I think it's the official one is DFW.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. So let's do that. Let me edit that, and I can do it because you know what? I have the technology. I can make it happen. So there we go. 100 vets who give a damn, DFW.com. You guys feel free to take that title, 100 vets who give a damn, ORD or NYC or PHL or wherever you're from, wherever you want to do it. Parker Perkins, if you're listening to this, you better do it in RDU, because I know you've got more than 5 vets in RDU with all of the Marines that live out there. I got a question from Megan. It says, what if the organization, here we go, I pulled this up. What if the organization serves veterans and first responders? Can they apply to be a beneficiary?
You know, Megan, we actually haven't had that come up, but I'm sure we could work through it. I don't see it as a big deal. You know, we consider first responders veterans. So I would take it back to the launch group, but I think we'd be fine with that.
Yeah. And going to be hard for other charities to beat out. It's actually, yeah, he corrected it. Next one, Tanya, Kyle, great speaker.
Taya, yeah. I don't know if Taya's going to be speaking, or it might be one of her representatives. We're not sure if she's going to be able to make it.
Probably one of her representatives.
Yeah.
But you never know. Let's see, Eric Walker. He's a 130 guy.
Hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah. When is your event? September 23rd, and we hope maybe you can fly in. I know you're out busy scraping barnacles off the bottom of your sailboat out there in beautiful San Diego, but feel free, Eric, come out. I will pick you up at the airport and bring you out, and then you can hang out with us.
If you can't make the 23rd of September, the next event is going to be the 2nd of December for this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Parker Perkins asked a smart question about the sponsor. Any surplus Taliban gear being sold at Omaha's outlet? No, but I'm sure they could probably beat their prices, and you won't get your head chopped off.
Yeah, it probably won't be wholesale.
Yeah. Eric says, great. Hope to make it. And Eric, I hope you can, my friend. For those guys who don't know, he was a fantastic XO at VMGR 234. Flies for the B team. I have to say, he flies for the B team now. He flies for a great airline, and he has a beautiful sailboat. And I get very jealous when I see the photographs of his boat out there. So, what else have you got going on there as a retarded person? Retired.
Well, you know, still flying part-time, King Air 1900s out of, I used to fly medevac when I first retired from American. I flew medevac out of Albuquerque for 3 or 4 years, King Air 200s, 300s, 350s, 90s. And then I'm going over now to, we have a 1900 kind of a scheduled airline contract for the Navy. We fly support. And there's a underwater testing facility on Andros Island in the Bahamas.
Oh, no way! You guys fly down there?
Yep, fly down there. It's we have a 19-passenger airplane, and we go down there twice a day usually, and it's VFR. I mean, we fly an IFR flight plan down there, but it's great flying. You get down there, it's a 4,000-foot strip, 4,200-foot strip, no nav aids whatsoever. You know, it's all you fly in, you're kind of hoping for the weather, class G airspace, trying to stay 1 mile viz out of clouds, and that's pretty much it. So I've been doing that part time, and and just staying busy, just trying working around the house and all the other stuff.
So did they give you a tour of the submarine pens?
No, the subs come in from all the allied nations, and I guess the deepest water in the Caribbean, the Atlantic, is just about a half a mile offshore. Right. So they come in and they've got their testing facilities. They've got 2 S-58 helicopters, the contract helicopters that they use to drop the buoys and stuff, and they're doing all their anti-sub stuff out there. It's pretty amazing. It's a little base. Good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those who don't know, Andros Island looks like nothing more than a mosquito swamp infested, alligator infested Caribbean island south of Miami, and you fly over it and you look down and you go, that just doesn't look inviting at all. But the water is beautiful, and it's the trench that he's talking about right offshore. It's magnificent aqua deep blue, and then next to it is this beautiful light blue as the water gets shallow right up to the edge, with a giant trench dug for the submarines to come into their secret pens. and
Yeah,
then they go back out. And
yeah, I don't even know what they do, but you can't even get on the base. Like I'm a retired 06. You got to have a sponsor just to get on the base. So the airport is run by the Bahamian government, and it's about maybe 7-minute drive to the base. But it's just amazing work, and they're doing great stuff down there. And it's great because we'll carry everything from young sailors to contractors to retired Navy chiefs. It's all good. There's a young Navy commander in command.
Well, since we've pretty much hit all the highlights for 100 Vets Who Give a Damn at 37 minutes, I got to ask you some questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite Wake Island story? And is it true that you indeed did the Wake Island Naked One departure?
No,
Somebody asked me to ask you that.
It wasn't me.
I don't know about that.
No,
Now, for those of you who don't know, America's Day begins at Wake Island, which is Wake Island's like 4,000 miles west of Hawaii, and it's where the Japanese first attacked, and then they hit Pearl Harbor. So it's kind of funny. So they attacked Wake Island on December 8th, and then when the ships attacked, it was December 7th. But Wake Island is this little tiny atoll, has one runway on it, and it has a great bar called Drifter's Reef Bar.
Yeah.
And we would all fly out there and we'd get these T-shirts that says Wake Island University, and on the back it has a picture of Wake Island. It says truth, knowledge, and a great tan.
I still have that shirt.
Do you still have it?
Yep. It's a running singlet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite story from Wake Island?
You know what I loved about Wake was, two things, two parts of that. When I flew 130s, in the 70s and 80s, we had maybe Loran, celestial navigation was our number one priority. And we had these young navigators, 18, 19-year-olds that were like, their IQ was so much higher than mine and the pilots. I knew it. I bet their average IQ was 150. And these kids would find this friggin' island in the middle of the Pacific, and whether and if there was an overcast and you couldn't do celestial, they'd do pressure readings and they'd find this island. And I'd fly one heading for 7 hours. I'd fly the heading they told me to fly. And there was no FMS, there was nothing. I just had all I had was my my HSI, and I'd just fly that heading. And every hour I'd see him get up on the overhead, and take a reading and come back and give me another heading. And those guys made my eyes water. And I wish I could kind of give them a shout out to all those kids. They're just amazing.
We were flying to Rota, Spain once. So we're going over the Atlantic. I'm the 2P, and I'm sitting in the left seat, and the 3P sitting in the right seat. AC's in the back sleeping, taking a nap. Mm-hmm. And I'm reading the book, and the navigator goes, "Hey, sir, I need you to come hitting 355." Now we're hitting directly east, right? East. Without even thinking, I reached down and I just toggled the autopilot hitting selector, and I swing the airplane, and we start going that direction. I go back to my book, and then he goes, "Hey, sir, I need you to come back right hitting 095 or something." So I do that, and then, "Hey, sir, I need you to come right hitting 185." And finally, I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he holds up his chart, and he had a coffee stain on his chart, and he goes, "Look at that! I successfully celestial navigated around my coffee stain on the chart," and it was all the points. And we had flown around his coffee stain.
No kidding.
Yeah. So those guys used to have fun. And if you guys have never been on a C-130, because of the pressure differential in the cabin, you have this little hole. It's about this big around. And when you push the button, you could stick the periscope up. The navigators would stick this sextant up into the hole. And they'd sit there and do their deal, and you had to keep the airplane perfectly still. You couldn't rock the wings or anything like that. And then it would take a cell shot. And so with that cell shot, they could pinpoint on the map where they were using a couple stars. Well, one guy he actually got bored and he stuck a banana or something up there that hole and he pushed the button and it went gone. And somebody goes, "Oh, that's cool. Here." And they handed up their sandwich, and here goes a bologna sandwich. And pretty soon everybody's sucking all their food out of that hole because it would get up there and it would start quivering like a peach. It would quiver and then juice would start running out as that thing just and then disappeared. And everyone's laughing, you're cleaning up the mess. It was funny until we realized we had sucked all of our box lunch food out of the airplane. It was like, anybody got any extra chow? And of course, there was that one guy on the airplane that would come up with like stuffed bell peppers, and he'd put it in the oven, and you're just sitting there. Man, this is going to be a long leg to lodges. Anyway.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. The second thing is I'm like you. I'm kind of a history nut. So whenever I got to Wake Island, I'd go out and do a 3-5 mile run. You could only barely get about 3 miles out. The island was so small, but you run across Peel Island, over the bridge and stuff like that. And
the big gun's still sitting out there.
Yeah. And just thought about all that history there, and there's I think it was Elrod, the F4F pilot who sunk a Japanese destroyer with a 100-pound bomb. It went straight down the funnel. And he sunk a destroyer himself, with just, they only had 4 airplanes left after the first attack. And then they were down to 2 and they're cannibalizing. And then they lost their Air Force and the aviators started fighting as infantry. And,
well, wait a minute. Was it, I'm losing my history. It's been a while. Elrod that crash landed on the beach after he finally got shot down. He crash lands on the beach. He jumps out, runs up to the positions, and he goes, "Who's in charge? Where's your officer?" And they're like, "He's dead." Well, who's in charge? And they all looked at him and said, "You are, sir." And he goes, "Okay, they're about to launch the boats. I want the machine guns over here, machine gun over there. I want this." And he manned the defenses.
Yeah, he did.
When the Japanese, and he got the Medal of Honor, if I remember.
I think he did. He was killed there, but he got the Medal of Honor. Yeah, just incredible stuff. In fact, they had repulsed the second attack. The first attack, the Japanese landed, and the first time amphibious forces ever got back on their landing craft and went back to the boat. And then they came back with a stronger force. Yeah, they came back with a stronger force the second time, and they were actually getting beat back. And Devereaux, the Defense Battalion commander, made them surrender. And in his book, I think he said Marines surrender hard, but he had to fight them to surrender because they turned around, and he knew that they would execute these guys. The more that the harder they were on the Japanese, the tougher it would be for them as prisoners. So he made that conscious decision to surrender. In fact, so they lined him up on the airfield. They were about ready to execute him when a Japanese admiral landed. And he knew of all the press that was going on back in the United States and in the free world, and he stopped the execution. And they put him on prisoner of war ships and sent him back to Japan somewhere. But they kept a lot of the civilian workers there, and then I think they executed a bunch of them later. Not all of them, but a lot.
Yeah, the survivors that were there had found cherries down in a bunker, and they would take turn going down there eating cherries because they were starving.
Yeah.
And there was a guy I remember had said that he would never eat anything with a cherry the rest of his life, just because.
Really? Yeah.
It was horrible memories of the cherries. But if you guys ever have a chance, Wake Island, I don't think the average person can go there. So we're very fortunate at Wake, Guam,
Midway,
Kwajalein, some of the places that we went to. I bought a metal detector in Hawaii, and I took it with me over there. So I was out there. I've got a box full of belt buckle. I found a belt buckle, bullets, part of a rifle. I found all sorts of stuff. And and going caving in Okinawa looking for dead Japanese, that was a blast. Caving in Iwo Jima for the 2-week for the 50th anniversary. That was
I never got to Iwo Jima, but I got to Guadalcanal. So
did you make it?
I got it to Guadalcanal, and I got to Edson Ridge, and I was thinking it was going to be this giant mountain and hill, but it was nothing but probably, quarter mile square. And that's where they
Uh-huh.
fought. Yeah, just an amazing story. Yeah.
Look at
And to
that, John
all the
Price.
Marines. Yeah, all the Marines know it.
Hey, fellow Marine Herc, AA captain, I think both of you guys owe me money. Did the neck of one departure. We were legal, had our boots, gloves, and dog tags on. That's all that was required. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was a young co-pilot. Yeah.
Well, there's a famous story about Luke Dunlop was a flight engineer on the 130s even before my time in Vietnam, and he was on top of a wing nude sunbathing when a general officer came by and saw him, and he went up, found the squadron commander, chewed off the squadron commander. Squadron commander goes up to the hellhole, screams at him, and goes, "Luke, what the heck are you doing?" And he goes, "Put something on." So Luke goes, "Yes, sir." Goes back downstairs, puts his boots on, and goes back up. famous story.
Yeah, leave it to a Marine, man. You tell me I'm going to do something. By God, I'm going to do it.
You got to be explicit, Colonel.
Yeah. Well, we can't even talk about that.
JP, how are you, buddy? Good to see your name pop up there.
JP, we need to see you come out on the 23rd, my friend. We got a couple of people that said they were going to come out on the 23rd. Jacob Cobb, see you on Thursday. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob, man, how you doing?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Jacob and I have friends in Jersey together.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Did you see the car when it came out?
I've seen pictures of it. Yeah. I didn't. No, I mean physically. No, I didn't. No, but they did a great job.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. Well, if anybody else has any questions, now's the time to go ahead and post them on. If you want to know any of the crazy stuff that Jay did when he was in the Marine Corps, he's all about exposing all the secrets since the statute of limitations has passed, and he cannot get in any trouble.
I was pretty staid. I was a good boy.
Yeah, I bet you there's some stories out there. We'll get John. John Merchant. I was going to say we'll get Merchant on there, but no, unfortunately he's passed. But we get Honecker. Honecker will get on here. He probably tell some stories about you. But then again, you're a West Coast guy, so 352.
I was 252 from 83 to 86, and then I'm sorry, from 78 to 83, and then I was in 352 from 90 to 94.
90, 94. Wow. Well,
yeah.
I tell you what, that's some good years, some good flying back then.
I was really lucky. I went out to, I got there just before Desert Storm, went out and acting CO under Colonel Renz. So I went out, he came back, I went out and took the squadron for about 2 months out there, then had to come back to El Toro. And then I did the Somalia thing. So we went out to Somalia and took 8 airplanes out there. And that was a pretty incredible experience for us.
How about Bill Tyro? Were you in Tyro Pierce?
Yeah, Bill had 152 when I had 352. In fact, he grabbed all my R models. He took 4 of my R models. I'll never forgive it. He and I went head to head over that because we had the R models. We had 8 of them, and he wanted 4. And Bill was very, very well connected. And he came back and got CGFMF PAC to take our 4 R models. And then all of a sudden we got the word to go to Somalia. So I took all 8 R models with me. And then when I got there, I was getting with these hate messages. When are you coming back? When are you bringing our 4 R models back? And I go, when we're done.
So that would have been in 92, right?
92. Yeah. And it was great though.
92.
The R models had so much more fuel, the external tanks and stuff, and all we were doing is filling, fuel bladders all around Somalia,
right.
and keeping the Max 16 helos refueled. So
TAPTIS and HERS.
Yep.
Helicopter Expeditionary Refueling System, HERS.
System. Yeah, and I always laugh, people say, well, you made Colonel, and I go, nah, I didn't make Colonel. My guys made. So they really did. I just had an incredible group from 352. They made us look good.
Yeah, Raider Nation, man.
Senior leadership look good.
Raider Nation's good. Well,
Yeah.
John's
Yep.
retiring from
Incredible
American
guys.
in less than 4 months. So, John, congratulations. I don't wish to make myself older, but God, there's times that I wish I was about to retire as well
I didn't
and
know
get
John
off
was that
the
old.
roller coaster.
JP is
I
almost
think he's
65.
I think he's getting out early.
Oh,
He,
okay. Okay.
I think he's probably retiring a little early. Maybe he
Yeah,
can't be
he's got.
65.
He's a lot younger than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Once again, there's the address right there for 100 Vets Who Give a Damn. Feel free to go on there. Also, we ask, whoop, I lost Jay. Also, we ask that if you go on to the site, please RSVP. You can RSVP through the site and let us know so we can figure out for food and beverage and get you guys out there. Look forward to having everybody come out next week. Man, I'm excited. So I've got Pete Koch, who was the Swede in Heartbreak Ridge. He's going to come out and be my guest. He's going to talk about his time in the NFL, that little movie for 6 weeks that catapulted him into some different acting gigs. He's just an incredibly nice individual. So join me for my 50th, technically 57th show, but on paper, it is going to be my 50th show next week. Come join us. Do me a favor, share, like, and subscribe, and put it on your Marine Corps Facebook pages that you have. If you liked Heartbreak Ridge, I know it could be goofy at times. I thought it was a great movie. And as a matter of fact, real quick, Jay, you're back.
Oh, still here.
Did Heartbreak Ridge, were you the CO when they filmed that? Or
No,
were you out there?
I wasn't. I was out in Australia, but they, I think Renz was, Arlen was, I think the XO then, or the OPSO, but I think that was in '88, I think.
86.
86? Oh gosh, even more. Yeah. No, I didn't get to the 90.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've got the Swede from Heartbreak Ridge next week as my guest.
Oh, no kidding.
I invite, Jacob, John, Eric, I invite you guys to come back, get some questions ready you want to ask. He is just all about talking. To him, he was a fledgling actor. He was an NFL football player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then he gets this part in this movie, and they don't even tell him who's directing it, who's in it. So when he does this stuff, he reads the part, and it's like 6'7", 300 pounds. The Swede comes out, and so he comes out, and they're like, "Yeah, we want you." And so then when he goes down and shows up for shooting, all of a sudden he's like, "Holy cow, Mr. Eastwood, Clint Eastwood!" Yeah, so he directed it and starred in it. And Swede got to have dinner with him a couple nights solo when they were down. I can't remember if they actually filmed it. No, they filmed it in Puerto Rico, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, and here's the funny part. It wasn't even supposed to be Marines. It was supposed to be the Army. And Clint Eastwood went to the Pentagon and he pitched it. And the Army goes, "Nah, we don't want to support this." So he went next door to the Marines. The Marines go, "Hell yeah, we'll support this." And that's how Heartbreak Ridge became Gunny Highway, the Marine.
But he got sideways with the Marine Corps later.
Lost you there. Come on. Right as you're about to talk about it. No, I lost you. So start that again. He got sideways. What happened?
What happened? Eastwood got sideways with the Marine Corps because there's a scene there where he shoots the prisoners. I don't know if you remember that. And the Marine Corps said, "We don't shoot prisoners." And they went sideways on that. And I don't know if they withdrew support at that point or not, but it was a little contentious.
Well, at that point, I think that was the end of the movie.
Ask him about that. He may know.
Yeah, I have to ask him. All right, so that's a question. That's a
know.
question for the Swede, if he remembers that or not. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Jay, as I told you, an hour would fly by. I can't thank you enough for coming along with us, buddy. And
thanks for doing this, Mitch. And thanks for all you do for all the military charities and all you do for the vets.
Hey, like I tell my wife, it's it could be me.
Yeah.
We're lucky. We're blessed. We came home whole.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Hey, I'll see you September 23rd. Everybody else, there's the thing. Hey, they can go on there and sign up if I remember right. RSVP off
Absolutely.
of that, can't they?
They can sign up as a member, and they'll get notices as to when our next events are and all that stuff, and they can RSVP also if they're going to make it. Great,
fantastic. Well, I tell you what, thank you so much, Jay. I'm going to take you off, and I will talk to you on September 23rd, sir.
Sounds great. See you, buddy.
All right, take care, man. Hoorah. Semper Fi. Hey, guys, thanks again for joining us tonight, Tall Tales with Taco. That was Colonel Jay Pellicone, dear friend of mine. And I tell you what, one of the most motivated Marines that I know. Marines make things happen, right? Hoorah! I can't help it. A little prejudice. I am biased, I'm sure. But I really do appreciate you guys coming along. And I want to thank Brad and Charlie Williams from Omaha's Military Surplus. If you guys get a chance, go down to Fort Worth and visit Omaha's, located at 2412 Whitmore Street, Fort Worth, Texas. The website is actually right on the comments, and you can find that to be able to pull up some stuff there. And if you guys want to buy stuff, I actually went down there today and I bought a plate carrier. Really nice plate carrier. Got some M16 magazines, double stacked with pistol. Grabbed some M14 stuff, a World War II haversack, and ammo belt carrier for the Grand. So I've got a bunch of Grand clips, the 8-round clips, so I can stick those things in there. And my dad, I bought a Jeep, so my dad is going to be outfitted shortly. And then my dad drives around in this little Jeep. There's my son, so he can drive that while I drive the big boy. So if you guys ever come out here to Fort Worth, let me know. We do a lot of veterans events. We take our vehicles out there, and we just have a lot of fun. So until next week, tell your friends. Next week, Tall Tales with Taco. My 50th show is with the Swede, Pete Koch. Come join us. I think you're going to have a great time. It might go over an hour, I imagine, probably an hour and a half. I've listened to him speak, and he is just full of great stories, a lot of vignettes. I don't see how I can get away with just having 1 hour with the Swede. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Signing off. Adios, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, shesheni, au revoir, domarigato gozaimasu, tando shinde, kudasai. Ciao, rivedici, and tashikor. See you next Tuesday. Have a great one.